Mitaki Ampetu kinde oasen chante washterna pechiuza pero. Yushkian wachianka pero. Mie Dakotia chante mazi ishmachpia chanduhu pahemia. Pero wakanto Dakota hemacha mini wakayanke hicha omapi. Atewaye Dakota inawaye chachato and chinkpa hicha oapero. Nako ampetu kinde hankashi waye nakach chandi maku. Heo chitrokab noajin kanaku taku tono epikte dot ka. Toka hea oyanke kinde chik ayada iwohada kikte do. Oyanke kinde Dakota ekta waka undapiro. Naku dedu yakumpcha ihidu oni haya opionkich yapikte hecha. Hanach Dakota ki ded hib heaha. Oheni ihidu oni haya opich yapi. Naku ded no tohan no ded taku tona na hechum heaha. Wakaya ish unshia shkampiro. Hohechetuiro. Heo dehan no tohan dehan taya yahipit ka ded yahip ki ha chante washtea upo unshich ya po hohechetuiro. So just wanted to say that it's good to see everybody. I am Chante Maza or Machpia Chanduhupa. I'm Bidawakantuan Dakota, citizen of the Spirit Lake Nation of Dakota people. Wanted to welcome you to this place, and I talked a little bit about this place in Dakota. In Dakota way, this place is sacred to us. It's a holy place. And we expect that those that come here do their best to understand that and to conduct themselves in a manner that is self-honoring of themselves. Because for so long, the old-time Dakota, when they came here for sacred obligations or sacred reasons or to do what they needed to do, it was in reverence. And it was to use this place in a good way. And we hope that whoever comes here, you're welcome to come here, but we hope that whoever comes here, that you view it as such and you respect it as such. So just wanted to put that out there because this isn't just it's not a place, you know, like Super America or something like that. It's a relative. We have many relatives here. There are many spirits here. And I've been involved with this place for a number of years now, and very grateful for what I've seen leading up to this day. But so I was asked to, my cousin Maggie, nepotism, gave me tobacco, asked me to say a prayer. And in Dakota way, we say that I'm going to address our relatives. And before I say that, nakut wicharshtig dina odoan ki he ahia yapi ki he wopida tranka hechado. Wanted to thank the drummers for the song that they sing. And there's one phrase in there. They say b'deh in Dakota, that I would say mini h yapo. And that's what we have been doing up until this time. So to take courage, to take the time, everything is going to be as it should be. Everything is going to work out. Naku Dakotekta wocheke ohana he chunkumpiktedo. It is through prayer that we will do those things. So, mitakuyepe omakyapo chante taha wachakyapki ha he washtiktedo. Ask you to help me address the Creator, address fellow creation from your hearts, however you do it, and also ask you to think about only good thoughts when you come here, that people have good thoughts when they come here, and also remember those that are going without food today, those that are sleeping outside, those that are having a hard time, which it sure seems like there are a large amount of people having a hard time right now around the world, because those are your relatives, that's your fellow creation. So, all right, just wanted to put that out there. Atrankashi de Takuaka. Otokai hampet the talk so as you did Pihuni Pihopi the Tranka Hetchado. De ampete talks to yak umpikanako o Nina o waya gostega was Nina oaste chakido. Nako tronkashi ampetu kinde unshi unkidaba unkiapi o tronkashi de hani taya de kinina unshi kapido. De hani nachshi o te histori api iotan yikiapi. Kanako chante shichapi wayazankapi akichampi akhvani chapi. Shankadi stimapi nako wichakashkapi nako ikche wichiana wikoshka nako wiaki hena. Hena was chanku washtema wichaki chichakwa tunkashida. Hohecha dakar shichikstishne tunkashida nako ampetu kinde oyanki kinde dead no taku tona na kachapte. Taku tona na echumpte. Hohecha trokata kia oyate ki chante washtea dead hipte kanaku tohano hipkahan doksta hena ta koste echeda. Juhapte. Ta koste echeda. Wankapte. Ta koste echeda trinkte. Honako trunkashida ampetu kinde wo yuk chanwaste kanako twachi waste unkopi wa trunkashida. Hohecha trokata kia wichoi chage ki hena oyanke washdewa juhapte. Go trunkashida hena taku otu yak umpion wo pida tranka unkinicha pido. Hohecha tuido mitakiwasi.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much to Imani Jashka and to Chante Maza for your beautiful prayers and welcome. Thank you all for starting your week here with us and celebrating this incredible and long-awaited milestone. My name is Betsy McDermott Altheimer. I've had the honor of being a fundraising consultant with Wakan Tipi Awanyankapi for the last 18 months, but as many of you know, this work has been underway for decades. Some might say centuries, some might say millennia. I just want to take a moment and have you all just look around at all the people who are here. This work has been held by many hands, and everyone who's here this morning has contributed to making this moment possible. And we thank you so, so much for your contributions, past, present, and as we move into the future. So thank you so much for being here and for marking this day. We're especially grateful to the Wakan Tipi Awanyankapi staff, who are incredible. I don't know if folks want to raise hands. We can save that for later, but you know who you are. Please meet the team. They're wonderful. Thank you also to our board of directors. Thank you to our capital campaign committee for your tireless efforts. Thank you in particular to the Wakan Tipi Center steering committee members, our entire project team, many of who are here and supporting this morning. Thank you to our partners at the city, county, Met Council, state of Minnesota, and our tribal partners. Special thanks today to our guests from Senator Klobuchar's office. Thank you to Mayor Carter, Commissioner Zhang, and Councilmember Johnson, Director Rodriguez. Thank you for marking this day for us. And thank you finally to our sponsors for today, Milestone, BKBM, Solace O'Brien, Landmark, Full Circle Indigenous Planning and Design, Cunningham, 106 Group, Interium, and Versacon. Thank you to the chefs at Indigenous Food Lab for providing refreshments. After our brief program this morning, please stay for the reception, and many of you need to be involved in our official photographs. So stick around and we'll help wrangle folks for those photographs. It is my deep pleasure and joy to introduce you to Maggie Lorenz, Wakan Tipi's Executive Director.
Wow. Well, thank you, everybody, for being here today. I was, as Betsy was up here, and she said, take a look around. You know, everybody's been part of this. And Shelly and I looked back, and we're like, whoa, a lot of people got here. We're at the front. So I also just want to invite, if there are any elders in the audience, to please come in and find a seat here. We wanted to make sure that we had chairs for our elders. So if there are elders and hanging out in the back, please come in. I just want to also thank everybody who came here today, came together to make this happen. Just such an amazing journey it's been, and I've only been part of it for the past 5 years, but like Betsy was saying, it's been in the works for decades and even longer. Betsy was saying something the other day to me about, we were talking about just the work of this organization and where, what gives us energy. And Betsy was like, I really like working with organizations where it's like you're pushing a boulder straight up a mountain. And I'm like, yeah, I guess so do I, because that's like exactly what this has been like for the last 5 years that I've been here. There's been a lot of challenges. There have been a lot of milestones and a lot of successes, and everybody that's here today was part of that. So I just kind of want to recap some of the milestones. Earlier, I was having a conversation with one of our board members, Glenn, and he said, wait, now, weren't we here like last year doing a groundbreaking, or was it the year before we were doing a groundbreaking? And it's like, we've been working on this for a long time, and we had a lot of milestone celebrations to keep the momentum going. And so some of you that are here today may have also been right here at this very spot, actually, in this very month, in May of 2005, when the sanctuary was officially open to the public after it had been restored from being a former rail yard for over 100 years. And it was at that event that one of the attendees said, we should build an interpretive center. That should be the next thing we do here, because there's a lot of history here. There's a lot of significant cultural meaning here, and people need to understand that, and there's a lack of understanding, I think, in the general community, or has been, and we're kind of working to help people understand what the cultural significance of this site is. But that seed was planted nearly 20 years ago. Some of you may have been involved in the concept development after that for the center, and there were some feasibility studies right here where all of these cars are parked. There was a big oil warehouse. Some of you who have been involved in this project for a long time will remember that. And there were feasibility studies to try to understand if we could rehab that warehouse, and maybe that could be the center. And that was like an early iteration of what was ultimately to become Wakan Tipi Center. And some of you in the audience may have been here in 2015. So that was about 9 years ago when that oil warehouse came down and it was deemed, not feasible to rehab and make into. And so we entered into a development agreement with the city of St. Paul to build a new facility called Wakan Tipi Center. And a lot of you were here or over there that way, over at the Capitol in 2018 when we had our Wakan Tipi Day at the Capitol, and served as advocates to get our first bonding for this project. Melanie Kleiss, our former executive director, is in the back here, and she led that work and secured our first bonding that kicked off the Capitol campaign. That never ended. No, it's I was doing an interview earlier, and my niece was like, okay, now that the hard part's over. I was like, oh, the interview is not the hard part. The $15 million, like, that's over. So, that started the Capitol campaign. And then in 2020, we thought we were almost done raising money, and so we did our public launch of Wakan Tipi Center, and it was virtual. It was at the height of COVID in October of 2020, and I think we had like 300 people online with us. We raised over $64,000 at that event from the community for this center. So thank you, and give yourselves a round of applause for that. It's been everybody coming together to make this happen. In 2021, we had a gathering here on Indigenous Peoples Day to formally come together as a community in ceremony and offer tobacco to Grandmother Earth and state our intentions to build this center here at our Unchi Maka Woabarezapi ceremony. And in 2022, we gathered again to break ground for all the site and utility work that's happened to make way for the construction of the building. Last year, in 2023, we all gathered up at Metro State, and we had a beautiful exhibits unveiling that really was the culmination of more than 4 years of work from our Wakan Tipi Center Steering Committee, which was comprised of more than a dozen Dakota professionals and knowledge keepers who came together to talk about and design the building itself with our architect, to develop the interpretive plan and our exhibits, and actually wrote the content for some of the exhibits that you'll see here. Those exhibits were written by our community members. And now finally here we are today, ready to kick off construction of the long-awaited and highly anticipated Wakan Tipi Center. So thank you for being here with us. And I'm going to turn the mic over to one of my dear friends and relatives, our Vice Chair, Shelley Buck.
It's been a while since I've spoken in public, so let's see how well this goes, at least to a large group like this. Today is a good day to be Dakota. My name is Shelley Buck, and I'm Vice Chair of the Board here at Wakan Tipi Awanyankapi. I am also the former president of Prairie Island Indian Community, or as I like to say, I'm a recovering tribal leader, for sure. And it was during my time as on council as president that Maggie came to the community to talk to us about this project. I could not be more proud to say that my community at Prairie Island has been a big supporter of this project since Maggie became the executive director. She was one of the first nonprofits here in the Twin Cities that actually came to us to talk to us about their work and seek our involvement in a development project. Now that I've retired from council, I am serving as president of Owamni Yomni Okodayapi, which joins Wakan Tipi as being a Dakota-led environmental nonprofit here in the Twin Cities. The work that our organizations are doing to center both tribal sovereignty and Dakota voices in decision-making on our homelands is critical. Wakan Tipi Center is going to be a major hub for this kind of work and a model that can be reciprocated or replicated by other urban communities throughout the country that shows what good partnerships can look like between cities and tribes with local Native-led nonprofits doing the boots-on-the-ground stewardship work to care for these sacred cultural places. I'm so excited to be here today to celebrate the beginning of construction. Pidama Yayepi for being here and for supporting this work. And I think Sam's next.
Bonjour, everyone. Thank you for coming and being part of this this important day. I first want to honor the people who invited our design team to be part of this. We take that very seriously. This was a long process, and again, this has been thousands of years in the making, and it'll hopefully be here for thousands of years. And so the design team took really a lot of care to think about it from that perspective. I want to thank the community members who came forward early on, the steering committee, the board of directors, Wakan Tipi staff, for coming together to help create a vision for the facility. This isn't a facility of any single person's idea. It was about community coming together to think about values, to think about how we can honor this place, to think about how we can come and create a place. And it's not just about the building, but about the landscape and about the activities that happen here, but to create a place where Dakota people can come and live their cultures. This isn't a museum. It isn't to kind of memorialize a past, but it's really here for future generations to come and live Dakota culture and values, and to share that knowledge with folks. The design team did a great job. Cunningham engineers, countless people, Eric Lagerquist, who have all taken the care and the ideas of that steering committee to honor those visions and values about healing the earth. How can this building in every detail, from the materials to the site planning to the plants, how can this honor the values that the community put forth? When you call a building into being, you need a lot of people as part of that. And then coming up with a beautiful design that...
Hard to hear in the back.
All right. I speak softly, even with a mic in front of me. Again, and hopefully that humbleness comes out from the standpoint of like, again, it's about this place. The building is designed to reflect the cliffs and the forest and the landscape here. It's designed to create a place for community to happen. And again, it's not about the building, but it's about what the building can do and what it can allow and what it can promote. And in the end, our next celebration is going to be for all of us to be standing inside of the building and outside and enjoying and coming together as a community to live those values. And we'll see beautiful landscape, we'll see interpretive planning, we'll see the building. Thanks to everyone who's been involved in this, and I look forward to seeing you in about another year for our grand opening. So miigwech, and thanks for coming.
Good afternoon, everyone. Andy Rodriguez, Parks Director with the City of St. Paul. Thank you all for coming out today to celebrate the construction kickoff of the Wakan Tipi Center. This day is of profound importance to our community, and I want to start by recognizing Maggie Lorenz and the Wakan Tipi team for their partnership to get here. For years, the Parks and Rec Department, Wakan Tipi, tribal leadership, and other key partners have been working hand in hand to ensure that this land is recognized for what it is, a sacred landscape to the Dakota people. The Wakan Tipi Center will serve generations as a gateway to this sacred landscape through history, education, and immersive experience. To speak more about the importance of this work, I have the pleasure of introducing you to our Mayor of the City of St. Paul, Mayor Melvin Carter.
Good morning, good afternoon officially. It's noon. My name is Melvin Carter, and I have the privilege and pleasure of serving as mayor of what I truly believe is the most incredible city on the planet. And I'm not joking when I say that, because when we each make the decision to plant our lives, to plant our livelihoods, to raise our children in this community, there's nothing more important than that we can do. And so when I tell you that I believe this city is the most phenomenal city on the planet, I can prove it because I'm choosing to raise my children here. I'm not the first person. My parents chose to raise their children here, and their parents chose to raise their children here. And we come to find out that we exist in a long line of people who have chosen this space, who have recognized some beauty, some power, some strength, some gravity that exists right on this land that we stand right now. We've built the habit of land acknowledgements that acknowledge accurately that our city was built on native land. But you know, every time we do one of those land acknowledgements, I just have this sharp feeling that it's just not enough. That sometimes it just feels like we're saying the right words at the right time in the right place, and then we go on and do whatever we were going to do. And so it's important, I believe, to our spirit as a city to not just say we acknowledge that there's a history that's in the soil that we stand on right now. To not just say we acknowledge that the humans and the animals and all the wildlife and all of the plant life that exists in this space has a history and comes from somewhere. It is a part of a long line and legacy, but to do something about it. And so to be able to stand in this space in a way that's been a long time coming. Again, depending on where you start the clock, a very long time coming. To say not only are we building a building, not only are we partnering with community members to do it, not only are we building it in a way that is sustainable and that is kind to our planet, but we're doing it in a way that connects our city to nature, a way that connects our river to our community, a way that connects us to one another, and a way that connects our past to our future as a community. This feels like a spiritual occasion for St. Paul. And I just want to say thank you to you, Maggie, to you, Shelley, to all of the partners and donors and people who have been involved in helping to to steward this vision to this day. I have to say thank you to our city planning and construction team and our Parks and Rec department. Would you give them a round of applause for me? People clap for me a lot, but I don't actually do the real work. They're the ones who do, and we greatly appreciate that. We're excited to be able to, for all of the ways in which this project here advances and articulates the values of our community and our city. The ways that it acknowledges those who came before us. The ways that we get a chance to do this not as the lead, but following members of our Native community who have shown us how to be stewards of the land that we've inherited right here and also so close to us at the burial mounds. And we're proud of the environmental statements, of the statements on climate that we're making. When we get a chance to put geothermal heating and cooling in this building, as we are in so many other projects across the city. Thank you for being a part of this momentous mission. Thank you for being the stewards who have helped bring this thing to this space. There's a lot more work to do, but I certainly look forward to standing with all of you inside the building that we'll get to see built over the next several months. Thank you very much.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Shaniqua Johnson, and I am the proud Ward 7 St. Paul City Council member. And yes, one of the biggest things that you heard today is this aspect of connection and of vision and of how long something beautiful can take, and that persistence, and sometimes a change in leadership, and sometimes a guidance and direction. And the one thing I also want to be able to do is to acknowledge the many folks that have came and paid a pivotal part of this journey, and that includes honoring and also thanking our council member that came before me, Jane Prince. So I just want to take the time to acknowledge you today. And in part, one of the things that has really came up in this journey for me, and even just seeing this timeline aired out so beautifully, is that you understand that persistence is key. You understand that grace, that hard work, but also money and funds and financial contributions have a large part in what we now can see and honor and celebrate. The first time I heard about the Wakan Tipi Center, I was actually a program officer at the St. Paul and Minnesota Foundation. And one of the things that I know truly comes from having a vision is also being able to have the support and the financial investment to support that vision and make it a reality. And I'm so excited and genuinely proud to see that not only is your vision something that our community members share, our elders share, our elected officials share, and our city partners share, our philanthropic partners invest in, but it's something that we all get to take and be able to celebrate the sacrifices as well as honoring the community investment in what will soon be a large part of our community on the east side. And so I'm really excited to be here. Very, very truly looking forward to the action of joining back a year from now where we can see just all the work you continue to do. And Maggie, it's an honor to represent you on the council. But your community and your staff, your leaders truly make our work easier when the city is able to find ways to do the right thing and not just because we have to, but because we have a partner in that. And so I just want to thank you guys for that. I want to take the time to just say it's an honor to represent what could be and will be the center. And I genuinely thank you for the work and the sacrifice of your community. So, thank you.
Let's see, there you go. Vertically challenged. But good afternoon. I am Mai Chongzhang, Ramsey County Commissioner for District 6. Maggie, what an honor to be here. Thank you so much for including Ramsey County in this. Although many of you won't see Ramsey County's name on this, I will say the Ramsey County Board, I'm very proud of the work and the commitment of our county. So when Mayor Carter says St. Paul is the best city, I definitely agree. I'm from St. Paul too. And St. Paul has Ramsey County, and I believe Ramsey County is also one of the best ones. We are leading in so many ways, and I'm just so proud to be here. And I will also acknowledge all the electeds, our elders, our community members who have put in so much work and time into making this day possible. It's 20 plus years in the making. You all should be very proud. And although 20 years is maybe 20 years too late, we are here today to celebrate because this groundbreaking of the nature sanctuary represents a huge victory for the descendants of the Dakota people and for the organization's founders who had envisioned its existence from nearly 25 years ago. From our official Ramsey County's proclamation recognizing May 2024 as American Indian Heritage Month, we recognize that Ramsey County is located on the ancestral and contemporary lands of American Indian people and home to the American Indian people of Turtle Island. The name in Ramsey County uncovers the truths and long-standing impact, harm, genocide, and racism at the direction of Governor Ramsey to forcefully remove the area's American Indian residents from their homelands, including the declaration of the Sioux Indians of Minnesota must be exterminated or driven forever beyond the borders of the state, which led to the lynching of 38 Dakota men in Mankato on December 26, 1862. So as Ramsey County strives forward today to eliminate systemic racism towards American Indian people and seeks to promote practices and policies that honor the state's American Indian roots, history, and contributions, and reflect the experiences of American Indian people to ensure we have greater access and opportunity, we recognize and we honor the treaties made by tribal nations and the United States government that entitle non-Native people to live and work on traditional Native lands. And with that, some of the work that Ramsey County is doing to repair and move beyond just our land acknowledgements, we've created the Native American Resource Hub. We've hired a Native American coordinator. Those are just steps, and we've changed the murals in our city council chambers to reflect our history better, with the leadership and also support of some of the folks here, such as Crystal Norcross and Councilmember Jane Prince, who helped lead that. We are also working towards making sure that our policies that we have also include and consult with our St. Paul Indians in action. So today, we honor your ancestors that remain buried here, along with the ancestors and allies who may have been a part of the founding of this organization but are no longer here. Your ancestors' profound connection to this place has shaped its history and preserved its beauty, the beauty of our natural Minnesota landscape. And as a Hmong American woman whose peoples were also driven out of our homeland, we underwent a genocide in which many descendants like myself today continue to try to heal and learn from. Together, we reclaim our narrative to rediscover our traditions, culture, and identity. We stand in deep respect and gratitude towards you, the surviving descendants of the Dakota people and the Wakan Tipi Awanyankapi, and the many generations of descendants to come. Today, we honor this nature sanctuary. We also honor your enduring legacy, resilience, and wisdom passed down through your generations and the many generations to come. Thank you.
Hamitakepi. Ishki Awanyankapi. Kate Bean Imakiapi. Dakotia Kate Bean, Dr. Kate Bean Imakiapi. Dakotia Ahedipiwinde me. So hello, my relatives. It's good to see you here today. In Dakota, I'm known as Dr. Kate Bean. And in Dakota, I'm also known as Brings Them Home Woman. Ahedipiwin. So welcome here today to see the beginning of Land Back in action. So I want to do one little thing here today. I want us all to practice something. Please repeat after me. Wakan Tipi Awanyankapi. Wakan Tipi Awanyankapi. Oh, Pidamaya. As board chair for Wakan Tipi, my day job, I serve as executive director of the Minnesota Museum of American Art in downtown Indonesia, Ska on Robert Street. And I also serve as chair of Wakan Tipi Awanyankapi. And I talk with people regularly about this wonderful organization and the great work that we do. And I know sometimes learning our language and becoming comfortable with it is a little bit hard. And so practice helps. And we can all say it, and we will. And I appreciate you all making that effort. Deampetu Washte, today is a good day. Congratulations to Maggie, to my sister Maggie here, and everyone at Wakan Tipi, the whole team who I love and adore, and our great board. You know, doing this work with Maggie and Shelley is a real honor. It really is. This is heart work. We as Dakota people, we predate the missions of every nonprofit organization in Indonesia Ska. And this isn't just work for us. This is a way of life. This is who we are. And it's not easy. And we talk about this at, midnight sometimes together, that we don't get to go home and just leave work. This work is a part of who we are. And so I thank you all for being a part of it here today. We're so grateful for you all to be here with us to celebrate this construction kickoff. It's been a long time getting to this point, and so many of you helped us reach this milestone. But as most of you know, we aren't done yet. We have raised all the funds to construct the building and gardens at Wakan Tipi Center, and we still have a final phase of the project that will begin in 2027 after the reconstruction of the 3rd Street Kellogg Bridge is complete. That phase of work will include landscaping and trail connections, expansion of the permanent parking lot, construction of a multi-vehicle garage that will house our youth transportation van, and a truck and UTV that will support land stewardship at the site. These are real things that we need. It will also fund an operations and maintenance reserve to ensure we are able to maintain this beautiful facility. We need you to keep supporting this project as Wakan Tipi Awanyankapi's presence and impact in the sanctuary and community grows. And I'm here to ask for that support, to make the ask, to please remember us and to keep that mazaska flowing, that money that comes in that we so desperately need to do this work well, and to do it the way that it needs to be done, and to do it in the way that this site deserves, that Mother Earth deserves. We're all in this together, and we're doing this work together, and we appreciate you. Thank you again for being here today. And Maggie wanted me to make sure to tell you all to enjoy the food. Our sister Linda Black Elk and family has provided some wonderful food and some delicious meatballs, some taro. So please partake, and thank you all for being here today. Wopita Tanka.